Hi everyone in YouTube world. I am doing a review of this beautiful doll, Jamila, and there are different ways that you can pronounce her name, but I prefer Jamila the best. And I'll just get right to the whole crux of it. Her hair, I love her hair. So I bought this doll primarily because I can appreciate our generation coming out with more diverse dolls of color with beautiful variations of hair texture. And so for African Americans specifically, we have beautiful curly hair. And a lot of ignorant people will describe this kind of hair as wild hair. And that's just so wrong, culturally wrong, because you wouldn't describe an Asian person as having a certain type of eyes. Usually the more appropriate word to describe Asian Americans or people of Asian their eyes are almond shaped. And so when you talk about African American dolls and young girls and even African American women who have curly hair texture, it's appropriate to say that our hair is curly and not wild, just because wild sounds more like an animal than a human being. So when people do these reviews, just look out for that. Because that really kind of speaks to more so of the videographer's ignorance and the doll owner's ignorance than it does the actual doll and the people who buy these types of dolls, who are mostly African American people. And so this is how she looks. I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there just because I'm one of those people where I really respect all cultures. So I just kind of feel like when you do reviews on Black dolls, please respect African American culture. So with that disclaimer, I'm going to go right into her outfit, and I'm going to put this doll's hand down. Her outfit is pretty nice. I like the apron, and the apron is removable, but I'm choosing not to remove her outfit. She will probably stay in this outfit. And so her dress is not two parts. This dress underneath the apron is all one part, one component. So you cannot detach the top of the dress from the bottom of the dress. Her underwear is pink for people who are interested in her underwear. And her shoes look just like this. They're very much plastic shoes, and they're Mary Jane's with a fuchsia heart to match her fuchsia skirt. And so she also comes with this metallic bow, and you can almost see the line details in the bow as well as the grosgrain ribbon that they placed right here, but the material is metallic and the color is more of a metallic pink. Her hair is really beautiful. I love her hair. It is very textured and very curly and very thick. So even if I turn her over, you can see more of this beautiful thick brown hair. And there are no holes in the hair. So if you wanted to use a pick, which I advise to pick out her curls, you can. But just to give you like an up close look at some of these curls, aren't they beautiful? And I don't know if I can describe these as tight curls because of the texture of the hair. Usually tight curls are affiliated with like ringlets, but this is just the texture of her hair. Her hair is just curly, and curly can be a type of texture in our culture, in the African American culture. as well as an adjective. But this is how she looks from the back. And her hair's not dry. A lot of people will look at this kind of hair and they'll think, oh, it's lackluster, so it must be dry. Hair doesn't always have to be shiny in order to be healthy and moisturized. It can have this type of texture and still be very healthy and moisturized. So her hair is soft. And she has brown hair. So for anyone who's interested. Her eyes are beautiful. I love this face mold. She's got like a little something under here. I really like this face mold a lot. So a lot of people will talk about our generation and some of the newer face molds that they're using, but I really like the fact that they're using this face mold for a lot of African American dolls. So she is going to stay in this outfit because I find this outfit extremely pretty, and because I bought Jamila just for the doll itself and not so much to reuse the outfit or change her in any other outfit. I really love the fact that she comes with all kinds of baking accessories and that she comes with a baking apron because she is a baking doll. Okay, so these dolls came along for the review. I have Nolan Lilibet here, and I named her Nolan because I already have a Nellie doll, and I tried to have her look just like Nellie, but she is a CYO doll, and I really like the fact that her middle name is Lilibet, even though I named her Nolan, which is a very common Irish name, and I wanted her to keep her Irish heritage. And so since I didn't want to give her the end name Nellie, because I now have a Nellie, and I wanted her to be unique, I gave her the name Nolan. But now that Duchess Meghan Markle's daughter is starting to look like her father, Prince Harry, and she has classic, I think, freckles, full lips, and this kind of hair color as well as texture. I figure she looks more like Meghan Markle's daughter than anything else. So instead of calling her Nolan, which is her first name, I'll probably call her Lilibet, which is her middle name. But a lot of people go by their middle name. So she is going to be in this video because we're going to go over some of the American Girl sets for baking, as well as the Our Generation doll Jamila's set for baking. So that's the reason she's here, and she is in her Christmas holiday outfit. Mary Ellen is here as well because I wanted you guys to see that I changed Mary Ellen. All right, this is Lilibet's sister, and her name is Condoleezza Bryce. So a lot of times, just like Lilibet, I'll have Condoleezza use her middle name as well. So Condoleezza is also a CYO doll, and she is dressed for the holiday season. And I figure these can be my judges for the bake-off. So I wanted to show you guys some cloth dolls that I ended up getting a few days ago. These two I ended up getting from the TJX stores. Sometimes Marshalls and TJ Maxx will sell these types of dolls. And I ended up getting these two dolls. I got each for under $20. And I don't know if they come with names. They didn't have names on their tags, so I don't know if these are the type of cloth dolls that you can name, but they're really cute. They remind me of Charlie Brown's gang, the Snoopy Charlie Brown characters. I think they're called the Peanut characters. So I don't know, there's something very Charlie Brown about these two dolls. So I have to figure out who makes these two dolls, but I did find them at Target again. So I bought them. And this is my Molly doll. She is dressed to also bake because we are using her backdrop of one of the diners and stores that comes with her backdrop. So this is kind of like a little, I don't know, I don't know what you would call this kind of store, like a convenient market back in the day, back in the 1940s. So again, this is Molly. And I have some tables. So this is the Our Generation table that I'll be using. This is the New Dog Claudie Wells table from the bakery. And this is a Truly Me baking set that we're going to use to do the review. Okay, so Jamila comes with these wonderful accessories, measuring spoons, a rolling pin, flour, sugar, eggs in a carton, as well as a mixing bowl and spoon. And so this is just an Our Generation table that I have along for her to set up her station on. So if she wanted to bake right now, she could. And the variations of her name, you can pronounce it Jamila or Jamila or Jamila or I don't know, Jamila or I don't know, Jamila would probably be like more of an Italian version. So it really depends on how you want to pronounce her name, but I like Jamila or Jamila, like Pamela, Jamila, or Jamila maybe, or Jamila like vanilla. So maybe I would probably say more so Jamila would be how I would pronounce her name. So one thing I do like about this is it does have a lot of play value because the flour, if you look at the icon on the flour, it has little grain, a picture of like the grain. And so if you're familiar with the history of farming, a lot of times you could talk about what mills were created for and what a miller does, such as in the story, The Little Red Hen, how she needs flour. So she goes to the mill, to the miller to get some wheat or to get some grain or to take the grain to the mill so that they can process it into wheat or whole wheat flour so that she can bake. And so this is just in The Little Red Hen. So if you're doing stories like that with your little one, this would be a good play component, I think. And then if you're going to also talk about the farm, you could talk about where eggs come from and how she might have gone to a farm to get fresh organic eggs. I would have even liked that the eggs might have had some speckles on them so that they would more look like speckled eggs rather than just plain generic brown eggs. I like this. This is fine. The rolling pin. I like the fact that you get measuring spoons, but there's no measuring cup. So you would have to convert everything to using measuring spoons. Sugar, the bag is open and this is the only icon that you get as well as the measuring spoon on the side. So they are encouraging young people to use measuring spoons as a unit of measurement as opposed to a measuring cup. So you could turn that into a math lesson. I like the mixing spoon and I like the mixing bowl. So there are some things missing that I think would make this baking set complete, but I'm not mad at it. Another thing that I don't really like so much is that they could have left these shoes plain as opposed to putting this heart on them. Plastic is plastic, but I would prefer like a plain Mary Jane without the heart rather than this heart. So I feel like they could have saved money on that. It doesn't necessarily have to match the purple skirt. They could have just had a regular pink Mary Jane to go with the pink in her outfit. So that's the set. That's everything that you get with Jamila and her baking set. So if you have an Our Generation table, this table works really well with this cute doll Jamila. And I have some American Girl dolls in the background. So it's not like Jamila does not stand up to high quality dolls, because some people will say that Our Generation is not as good quality as American Girl dolls, but I think because Our Generation is coming out with such diverse dolls, people are willing to buy more Our Generation dolls and give them as gifts, as quality gifts, because you just get more for your money and you get a huge amount of play value out of these dolls, as well as self-love. If you're a little girl, or if you know a little girl who has beautiful natural hair, such as these beautiful curls, and she's self-conscious because, you know, other people are calling her hair wild and not really honoring the fact that African American girls have hair like this, she might be feeling a little self-conscious. And so a lot of times we as African American parents, we want to make our girls feel good about themselves. And we want to say that this type of hair is beautiful. You don't have to have straight, lifeless hair in order to be beautiful. You know, sometimes there are negative connotations that can be affiliated with straight hair, like lifeless. As far as curly hair has a lot of body, it's full and voluminous. So there are also positive connotations that you can use for girls who have natural curly hair. We don't always have to put certain types of hair down. Because no one's going around saying that these dolls are not beautiful and that their hair is limp and lifeless. Why would we say that? Because we know people in our family who have straight hair. So we would never want to put them down in that regard. We would try to find something good to say about all hair textures, such as this doll has voluminous, beautiful hair. But even though these dolls have straight hair, their hair is still beautiful because it's lustrous. You can say something like that. So I think this doll is a good conversation starter for people who have daughters with beautiful natural hair and they want a beautiful doll to pair with it. To keep this doll affordable, I feel that they did provide her with these type of shoes, which could be seen as charming. So I think her whole outfit is charming. One thing I wanted to point out about this apron that I didn't is that it has hearts, not polka dots. So in the picture on the Target website, you might identify these things as dots when they're really just hearts, small little hearts. I wish that this did come with some kind of component, such as a baking component, like a little muffin tin, or maybe like a bread pan, or some kind of pie pan, something that kind of shows that she's going to do a little bit more than just mix these ingredients together. So that would have been nice if they had included something like that that could have made this set complete. So now I'm going to compare some of the Our Generation baking set with some of the American Girl baking sets. Now this baking set, this is called the Cookie Baking and Decorating Set from a couple years back. And you can see that Lilibet, who represents an American Girl doll, is wearing the apron. So you do get a cute little apron with this set. So we're going to see how she looks trying to bake in her apron. But I'm going to pair this set with Molly, who is also wearing American Girl apron. So you guys are going to see what she has as compared to the Our Generation set that you get with the Jamila doll. So Molly is modeling this play set from American Girl. You get a beautiful rolling pin that's decorated in holiday colors. the actual dough, the cookie dough that's made for the gingerbread cookies, the gingerbread cookie cutters, the spatula, the measuring cup, one, a pastry bag, and you get these cookies on top of a really heavy duty cookie sheet. So that is one of the sets that you get from American Girl. But again, you're missing a lot of other things like her spoon to mix all the ingredients with. You're missing that. So you are missing a lot of the baking components that this one has, like sugar, flour, and measuring spoons and eggs. You're not going to get that with this set. Okay, and since I'm going to ask for my Claudie doll for Christmas and hope that my family gets me Claudie, Lilibet is representing Claudie's Bakery. So with the bakery, you get a whole bunch of stuff. And this is from the Angelo Bakery set. So you get the rolled oats, you get the flour, the self-rising flour, you get the brown sugar as well as regular sugar, you get the baking soda, a pastry bag, and you get some pineapples, canned pineapples, faux canned pineapples, some measuring spoons, a bread pan or a cake pan. So that's just some of it. The rest of the set includes some more pineapples. So you get 2 of these pineapple things. You get the milk, the jam, the oil, the mixing spoon, the eggs, other baking pans, this flour cutter, and a whisk, and some more baking tins. So hands down, if these girls were to really do a bake-off using some of the sets from our generation, and I'm cheating a little bit, I have like a finished cookie box set from another Our Generation set. So I'm going to give Jamila an advantage there. Let's see, Molly has this gingerbread baking set and Lilibet has the Claudie bakery set from Angelo's Bakery. So hands down, I think that Claudie's Bakery, the Angelo's Bakery set wins if you were to do like a real doll or dolly cook-off. And these guys are only interested in the finished product. So unfortunately, Jamila, you would need another set to give her a finished product that they could eat. So Jamila would not win this bake-off. This is the other set that doesn't come with the sugar and all the other components used to make a gingerbread cookie. So we just kind of feel like Molly probably bought these gingerbread cookies from the store rather than baked them from scratch. So she's eliminated. We can say that that's not really going to work. And Claudie's baking set is probably the only one that would really win a real baking contest, because the one thing I did not include were the finished products that all these components have with Angelo's Bakery. Angelo's Bakery also sells actual food that you can see, model food that you can see, like a upside down pineapple cake. So I think who would really win would be Claudie. So I think the judges agree that they would want everything in a baking set. So if you really are on a budget, I would say Jamila is the doll to get, because you do get a lot of things with her set, including the doll and an adorable outfit or charming outfit. And everything else, all these other dolls and sets, you have to kind of buy separately from American Girl in order to get a really good play time or get good play value out of your baking sets. So I hope the review of Jamila was satisfactory to you guys. I think she's a beautiful doll. Again, a doll that teaches little girls to love themselves and love their hair is always a win in my book, because again, it's just one of those things where representation means so much. So I'll talk to you guys later.